The Bond film GoldenEye came out in 1995. This is another Pierce Brosnan Bond film. And okay, now people love this movie. This is probably most people's most favorite Bond film, and I do understand why. The action is amazing. The performances are great. Pierce Brosnan's Bond is super good. He's just not my kind of Bond, and I don't think he totally fits the character. Still, he does give off a good performance. And now, this movie also has really great villains. For example, so, at the beginning of the movie, 007, obviously James Bond, and 006, which is also in this movie and then, so they're both infiltrating this base, and it looks like 006 is killed. 007's friend. And, so we later figure out 006 was never actually working with Bond, was never actually working with MI6. He was actually working with the villain, just gathering intel and stuff like that. So it's a really fun twist villain, because you literally see him killed. So it's kind of just a funny little twist, and yeah. And the way he is revealed later when you figure out, oh, he is alive, looks so cool. Like, you just have this ominous shadow at night, and this, like, kind of, like, suspenseful scene where you have James Bond kind of walking through this, like, walking through this area with all these statues and stuff, and then, out of the shadows, you have this figure, and you know who that is? It's 006, and he has this figured face on one side. It's kind of like Two-Face, just not all the way, and, it just looks really, really cool. Okay, and you cannot talk about GoldenEye without talking about the tank chase. There is a chase in this movie where 007 just freaking takes a tank, and so it's a car versus a giant tank. So this tank is going through walls, it's going in alleyways, just absolutely wrecking both buildings on either side. He's going through stuff is blowing up, cars are falling into, like, rivers. It's just a really, really good chase, and it's brilliant too. Like, this is like probably 5-minute chase, but every second feels worth it. It doesn't feel drawn out like other action sequences would, being this long, but in here they make it interesting, they make it creative, so it works all the way through. And I just think that's really neat, and yeah, so, and at the end of this movie, it is a very cool set piece when you figure out what the villain's trying to do, because, so we have this giant structure. So this lake, okay, the water from this lake just disappears. I mean, I think you can tell kind of as you watch it how they probably do. You kind of get an idea. It's like, oh, okay, I see that. But it's still really cool to watch. It's really just a reverse scene of water filling up like a bowl, except it's like reversed. And then this huge structure comes out of the lake. And it's just this huge, like, mega structure type thing. It looks like something you'd zipline off of. I don't know, I just noticed that as I was watching it. And, yeah, so, things blow up. There's obviously guns. The main villain is obviously amazing because it's just a twist villain. And this twist villain, you kind of see him die at the beginning and see him come back, and the way he does come back is cool. And, yeah, so, that is basically in 007 GoldenEye. And then it ends, obviously, that big place blows up like it does in every other Bond film. The main set piece at the end blows up. And, yeah, that's basically 007 GoldenEye. The comedy is really good, the Bond is really good, the story is really good, the actors are really good, and everything is pretty good. The action is on point. This is probably some of the best Bond action we've ever gotten in the Bond franchise. And, yeah, so out of 10, I'd probably give this movie an 8 or a 7.5 to an 8. Out of 100, I'd probably give this movie an 85. And out of letter ranking, I'd probably give this a B+, maybe an A-. If you enjoyed this video or any of my other content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.